Good morning, PA Figs here. It is late April, and I'm playing around in the greenhouse a little bit. So the tree we're looking at here is my Bordisot Negra Rimada Variegated. You can see the one I had last year was a Bordisot Negra Rimada that lost the variegation of the figs. A lot of the times these figs will be striped, but they can lose their variegation. So I got another one. And this one, not only, it appears the figs will be variegated, but the leaves will be variegated as well. So this should be a pretty cool looking plant. I'm going to keep it in the greenhouse here for a little bit and see if I can get it growing nice and strong. But I do want to take a look at this Bordisot Negra Rimada non-variegated. And it's been in the greenhouse and it is growing a little bit lanky. And I don't like the way it's growing. You can see this one branch here is kind of hanging down. And the rest of the tree looks like it's pretty good up top, but I think I want to air layer this one tree limb. And I think I'm going to air layer it as far in as possible here. So, I've got my tools of the trade. I've got a razor knife, and I plan on using that to circle around the root, or the tree. Now normally I would do what's called girdling, which is I do a slice here, and a slice a little bit lower, and then I take that outer layer of bark off. But looking at this, it looks like it's kind of green still, this wood, and you only want to do that on lignified brown wood. So on this one here, I may just scuff it up a little bit and apply some rooting hormone and do it that way. I do have a breba here. I think it's a breba. That's surprising. So apparently Bordisot Negra Rimada also has breba. Good to know. But then I'm going to take, in this bucket, I have some sphagnum moss that has been soaking. I'm going to take that sphagnum moss, I'm going to squeeze it out, get all the water out of it, and then I'm going to form a ball with it. I'm going to put that ball in some saran wrap, and I am going to put it around the branch. And that's where the roots should grow into that layer of sphagnum moss. And then once I have that done, I'm going to take this tin foil, and I'm going to put the tin foil around that ball just to keep the sun off of the roots to help it grow, make sure it doesn't get too hot, things like that. So, rooting hormone I use, not needed, but I use it every once in a while. It's just a basic rooting powder from Bonton, so nothing special. I'll just rub a little bit on the spot where I'm hoping the roots will grow. Alright, let me get that done. Alright, actually I figured, let me see if I can set up the tripod and show you guys how I do this. So I went in here and I scraped this bark just a little bit, just until you could see the green come through. And then I took a little bit of this rooting powder, put my finger in, dipped my finger in, and then I just spread it along the scrapes that I had made. You can kind of see it there a little bit perhaps. A little hard to see with all the jungle in here. Okay, so once I did that, I took some sphagnum moss that I had in the bucket. It's pretty wet, so I just gave it a good squeeze. Gotta get all that water out. You don't want it dry, but you definitely don't want it wet. So, good sized chunk. And I take a piece of saran wrap. You could do this in a no wind environment, it certainly helps. Okay, and then once I have that saran wrap around it, form it around that branch. Make sure to get the sphagnum moss all the way around, and then just close it up. You want it tight because you want that sphagnum moss pushing against those that stem where you scraped it up. You want the roots to form. And the only way it's going to do that is if it has direct contact. Okay. Alright, that's all set. Give it a squeeze. Now, last step is the aluminum foil. Alright, aluminum foil's on. Again, give it a squeeze. It'll hold everything in place nicely. And that's all there is to it. Now, with any luck, I'll probably give it, I don't know, 3 or 4 weeks before I even check it. And you can do this air layering with just the aluminum foil. You don't need the plastic wrap. The problem is, when you go in and you want to check to see how your root formation is, it's a lot harder to pull this aluminum foil back and not have the soil fall out. The plastic wrap allows you to take the aluminum foil off, still see the roots being built without anything falling apart in case it hasn't rooted, and then you can put it back together. So that is my Bordisot Negra Rimada air layer. We'll see how it goes. I'm PA Figs. Have a good one.